Oh, ew, why do I have a shirt on? This will not do. And there we go. That's right, the car mission. And I could probably stand to be closer to the microphone. Give me a second. Give me just a moment. There we go. I will do the remaining half of the streamiversary some other time. Shit came up in real life, so
He doesn't even like flowers. Criminal and a sex maniac. He's capable of anything.
what did she say? Oh well.
Come on. I need this.
I admire that Wade doesn't believe in belts. Let's see. No. I don't know how to turn that mission off, but it keeps popping up and it's pissing me off. Man, if people knew how to drive, wouldn't that be something? Give me a second while I switch screens. I like to have the game on the biggest monitor. Oh, hello. Way. No way. Why did you put a shirt on? The hell's wrong with you?
New to Hong Kong? Meet new friends at Bar. The everyone's favorite karaoke
Sorry.
From golden oldies to contemporary pop classics, you can pick up the mic
I
and
was
give it
never
a
here.
blast. Bath. Fun, friends, and karaoke.
I'm sure they're... Okay, that guy might not be fine. I think she's moving. Oh, maybe not. It's a very dignified pose. Hello? What is this?
Is back up in place? He's going to kill the hostage.
What's the situation?
We need you to go up top to get to your shooting position.
Shooting team, if you have the shot, you are clear to engage. I'm gonna shoot her!
The suspect is down! Repeat, the suspect is down! Looks like she was lucky. Good shot.
Luck had nothing to do with it. Hell yeah.
Hey, it's Wei. I need a car.
A car? Takla! I'll be there right away.
Oh, I don't get to pick what car it is? That's not even a car.
Here you go. I hope this is good enough.
Thanks.
煮食。當你想食嘢嘅時候，冇嘢好得過嚟 Big Taste 火鍋打邊爐，嘆下我哋嘅蒙古火鍋，為你嘅生活添上熱辣辣嘅感覺。灼煮食。Big Taste 火鍋，熱辣辣。
You're about to hear Burnt Out from Cinematic Orchestra on Ninja Tune Radio, followed by One Track Mind by electronic beats maestro Rafferty, aka Benjamin Stefanski. And then we have another brilliant track from Lorne titled My Drum Machine.
Fine, let's get rid of this marked car so it stops interrupting me.
Thank you for coming. You like something?
Can I help you? I wish I could live the life.
Get the hottest new designer glasses at Guanyin Optical. With over 1,000 stores worldwide, our top designs bring you classic, retro, and fun.
Oops, sorry. Hey,
Designer frames and sunglasses.
she's probably fine.
Legendary quality from Europe's premier fashion designers, Salt House. Discover a world of silks, the purest cottons, and the finest leathers, exquisitely incorporated into our unique designs. Salt House, the word in fashion.
You see it? All right. What is that noise?
Armed robbery. We need available PTU to respond.
We're on our way.
What? Where did that bus come from?
Oh my god! Don't kill me! Don't kill me!
Don't move. You're under arrest.
I'm not looking forward.
I feel like we should investigate how that bus fell from the sky.
You'll never see deals like these.
Uh-huh.
Those are some nice wheels. What? Stolen cars aren't good enough for you all of a sudden?
Alright. Let's do the remaining cop jobs, I guess. At least in North Point. That was clearly his fault. Oh, I could have done that a lot cleaner. Give me a second. They delivered him to me on a silver platter. Couldn't they have given me a fast card? Oh shit. That was miscalculated. I'm gonna get you, bitch. Oh, fuck.
Bring him in alive.
I don't know if bringing him in alive is gonna happen, sir.
All right, I have him in custody.
All right. Thank you, sir. That didn't quite follow the laws of physics, but that's fine.
HQ has identified the suspect. They need him in one piece and able to talk.
He's done. Got him in custody.
All right. I want to return to HQ to put on my lucky outfit. And this mom van is the perfect means to do that.
I hope everyone's going to be okay. 煮食，當你想食嘢嘅時候，冇嘢好得過嚟 Big Taste 火鍋打邊爐，嘆下我哋嘅蒙古火鍋，為你嘅生活添上熱辣辣嘅感覺。灼煮食，Big Taste 火鍋，熱辣辣。
This is Real FM.
飯碗就靠呢鋪啦。
I'm thinking of moving in with Daniel.
What? Wonder if I unlocked any more karaoke songs.
Can I help you? You go enjoy yourself.
Here's you.
This isn't happening. Watch it!
Oh, we're still doing the racing thing? Okay. Oh, that lady's about to get destroyed. Oh, she didn't this time. What, they really expect me to avoid property damage in this? Come on. Excuse you, excuse you, excuse you. Barely a scratch. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Let's mess with some of the drug busts. Oh dear. Come on. That guy is definitely dead. I wonder. Wow. That's probably not physically possible. Now, why are you boys hanging out here? Poke your head out. Oh, shit. There we go. There's no fast travel, is there? Can I drive this? Hell yeah.
Functional. Made from organic, eco-friendly cottons and bamboo jersey in pink.
This might
helps your skin
might be more complicated than I thought.
Pants to super cool tops, you'll stay looking good and exercising comfortably. In pink, yoga wear for women.
From the 80s album Metro Music, next up comes Echo Beach from Martha and the Muffins, followed by XTC's groundbreaking Senses Working Overdone.
Holy shit. Let's take care of that too while we're here. Once I figure out how to even get there. Oh, come on. What is this steering? There we go. Way, you dingus. Oh. I should have seen that coming. And I believe there was another one around here. Oh, there's a shrine here too. Give me a second. Excuse you. And while we're here, I see another shrine. Give me 1 second. We might be stuck. Hang on. There we go.
Just like the connection speed.
For the best coffee, snacks, and internet in town.
You don't get tastier or faster than Wired Rabbit.
Wired Rabbit.
That didn't fully make sense, but
Fastest internet cafe in town.
do I need to go into the water to get this? For a second, I wasn't sure if, like, you could survive falling. I mean, usually games don't simulate the actual physics of landing in water, but I wasn't sure. I swear that this is the place that we would just. I swear we were just here. Oh, shit. They didn't give me a gun, so I didn't think that they had any. That should not have been physically possible. I should get around to rearranging where my microphone is. Hello? Where did you come from? Turn around. I hate your nuts. We can do better than that, I think. Or maybe we can't. Oh well. Hey! Hey, Blackstone. We're just, having a little fun. Hope you've been having a good one. Alright. Let's do the drug busts before we move on to the next story mission. So I think... yeah, the puzzle is just whoever is wearing a suit or has a briefcase is the drug dealer. I said puzzle in air quotes, but...
We got them! We got them!
Do I have a better... Him being shirtless is too funny, but do I have a better hat that I could be wearing? That's pretty good, but I think we'll just stick with that. So we are the story of this game is that we are in Hong Kong, and we are an undercover cop in the Triads that we have history with. And, this guy looks like it. That guy just chose not to run away.
We got them! We got them!
I mean, you don't have to be shirtless and undercover, but, and wearing a cowboy hat, but I just choose to. Actually, I might be able to afford better shit now that I think about it. I am still on my, comic grind until at least the end of the year. But I'm trying to, I've realized that I probably should have been keeping track of all the comics I've been reading. Mostly superhero comics from DC, but still. We can just pull up our regular motorcycle. I want to see if there's new karaoke songs. I am currently going through the old Teen Titans books, which has been a mixed bag. Even now that I'm at the Wolfman Titans. I think one of our girlfriends still works here, but she broke up with us. Let's see. I will not be playing a Robert Palmer song on here. Well, it's specifically stuff I've learned recently about Deathstroke is that Marv Wolfman does not consider Deathstroke to really be a villain, which is at odds with the fact that he brainwashed and slept with a minor. So that's not something that has aged super well. Let's go. He's so powerful. You can't stop him. Yeah. I'm kind of getting why Wonder Girl's boyfriend is kind of elicits that reaction. I get that. And I'm not normally, because my own parents are almost exactly 10 years apart, so my dad was like 33 when he met my mother, who was like 23. So I'm not immediately demonizing age gaps, but that one just seems bizarre. I'm pretty sure Donna is like 19, 18 or 19. They go out of their way to avoid saying. but she's like supposed to be around like a little older than Dick Grayson, who is 18 or 19. At least at the point, I'm like 20 issues into the Wolfman Titans, and I know that the timeline for like their ages is really fuzzy, but because Beast Boy was originally, when he appears in the original Teen Titans, he's basically the same age as the other ones, as the other Titans, but when it gets to the Wolfman era, he's written as being a couple years younger. And we're not going to talk about Hal Jordan and his teenage protege that aged herself up into being an adult so that she could date him.
Oh dear, I have to go.
We'll do one more song. I have definitely read over 500 issues because I went through the original Suicide Squad run, or the Ostrander Suicide Squad run. I went through a lot of the Outsider runs. I was not familiar with this song before this game, but this is pretty tight. He just has a musical demon inside of him, and this is the only way to get rid of it. I read the original Peter David Young Justice, and I also watched all of the Young Justice cartoon in the past couple weeks. Those are very different experiences, but they just happen to coincide. I only watched a little bit of the Young Justice cartoon when it was airing, so the rest of it was brand new to me. Well, Young Justice, the comic, is, for the most part, doesn't take itself seriously. It does have some special, like a very special episode type deal. Let me pull this up, because it's very jarring when they do things like this. So, on the team is Arrowhead, who is basically, her mother was briefly like an archery superhero, and she basically pressured her daughter into doing the same thing. And in response to, this was late 90s, so I'm assuming that Columbine had just happened, so her school counselor gets shot and killed, and she goes after the guy, and actually lets loose an arrow, fully intending to kill him, but someone manages to deflect it. But because of that, she decides to retire, and she basically stays retired for the rest of the book. Forget what I wanted to do. I think I wanted to check out what kind of clothes they have over here. And the other extremely jarring thing that happened that is, so Red Tornado is like the one minding is basically their guardian, and he has an adopted daughter who is a genius, so she ends up getting sent to the same school as Arrowette, and is the subject of this cover. And what this is that she's from a Middle Eastern country where a terror attack happens, so a bunch of the students basically attack her and try to run her out of town, which is like a very jarring tone shift, especially because I didn't even know that she was from an Arabic country. It's like, it's a good issue, and I think he handles it tastefully, but it's very jarring. And we have a couple more. Well, this isn't jarring, but, well, it's jarring for a different reason. But there's a girl called Empress who joins the team, and her mom is dead, and her dad is like a secret agent or something. But near the tail end of the book, her dad dies. But thanks to some weird shit, her parents come back to life as babies, so she leaves the team to go raise her parents. It does this with like a straight face. I swear there was something else. And her dad's like secret agent partner tries to help her, and she's like, but she's like, just go to your room, I can't deal with you right now. And he's like, I'm a grown man, and she holds her dad up. He's like, so is he, it didn't help him. It's pretty good. I took a little bit of a break, but I did also start reading the Milestone comics again, and I think we have one more, because when they go to like get revenge for Empress's parents, they contact every teen superhero they know, and some that they don't know. Like the Wonder Twins just show up and start eating Wonder Girl's CDs, and she's like, who the hell are these people? Who invited them? It's really good. But I don't know. Nobody knows. Okay, so I think the next mission is actually going to be the wedding that our boss is up to. But first I want to see what kind of clothing. Did they put me on the wrong side of the store?
What do you got for me?
No, Peter David's a real one. He wrote a little past Young Justice, the cartoon actually adapts a few stories, mainly in the first season from the comic, but otherwise it's like tonally a very different animal. Most people know that. I just wanted to see if they're selling any clothes that can top my current ensemble.
We have a respectable selection.
return when you're ready to shop.
Excuse you. I haven't found one of those jade statues in a while. I should, at some point, try to tally up, or try to vaguely tally up how many comics I've read, because I think it's like 600 this year. Because I just hyperfixate on like a specific book and just read all of it. And I've been doing that all year. I will probably slow down next year because my New Year's resolution next year is to buff up on my movie knowledge, which is sorely lacking. Although the first movie on the docket is the 2015 Fantastic Four movie because Knuckle Sammy keeps bugging me to watch that one.
You look like you could use a pork bun.
Oh, I can't show up to the wedding like this.
Bye-bye.
Hey man, stuck in traffic. I'll get there as soon as possible.
Don't worry, there's still time.
Don't start without me.
Why don't you have a pork bun in your hand?
I should probably just call my car. Oh, never mind. I will take this bus. Just a brief detour, people. Sorry. Sorry. So for I've been like percolating on like doing sort of a rewrite of DC Comics, and for a long time that was going to be in the format of like a cinematic universe, but I kind of gave up on that idea.
I'm so happy you can make it.
Congratulations. Peggy, you look stunning.
Thanks, Wei.
You both
This is
must be
the
very
same
happy.
woman that had us.
Best day of your life. So they say. You know what?
Actually, I don't remember. I think she had to shoot up a cake store because they fucked up her cake.
You say so.
I was kind of high at the time.
My guest of honor.
I'm happy to be here. It's nice to see someone who wants to be a good family man. Not enough of that nowadays.
Hi.
You look absolutely lovely, my dear.
Thank you.
Almost as lovely as your mother-in-law. Oh, and Mrs. Chu, I expect the food to be
Wait.
fantastic.
I got a case of the chairman's favorite wine in my car. I forgot to bring it in. Do you mind grabbing in and making sure they know it's for him? I'm gonna make sure he gets inside, okay?
Yeah, sure thing, Winston. You gotta enjoy your day, okay? Where do you park?
Right through there. I'm going.
Something weird that I learned when I was reading the Teen Titans run is that Aqualad did not have a real name until the mid-70s. So for the entirety of the classic run and all of his appearances, they just called him Aqualad, like because that's basically the closest thing to an actual name that he has. What happened?
Holy shit, did you see that?
No.
There's no way we're getting in through here.
I'll find a way inside.
I'll go get help.
Parkour. Holy shit. Oh, hell no. Take out the catering staff. Ooh. Come on. That man is dead. He's just super dead all the time now. That was awesome. Yeah. I played this long before. This game is like 10 or 11 years old, so I played this before I ever played Yakuza, but it's very similar vibes. I was hoping there would be something funny to do there. I might play the 2004 Punisher game in a minute, because that one is very funny. For similar reasons to this. Let's pick up that cleaver. I keep forgetting that guns exist in this game. No. Let me see something. I think we actually will switch to the Punisher game. The Punisher game, which was banned in several countries. Let me pull up my emulator. Oh, that's right, I forgot. There's not a category for this game on Twitch. There's categories for the other Punisher games, but not this one. So we'll just do games. Yeah. It's not because the game has been banned, because there are games that you're not allowed to stream on Twitch that have categories. So I don't know where they get their database from. So I think this game is like vaguely like a sequel to the movie, or is at least was made because of the movie. But it also takes a lot from the initial Garth Ennis run with like Ma Nucci. And let's see, where's that newspaper clipping? Unfortunately, Ma Nucci did not get her arms torn off, but they included this panel, so it's all worth it. I've never actually seen the 2004 movie, and I just realized that it is not showing. Give me a second. I always forget about that part. There we go. makes children cry. We technically we're not the ones who are killing zoo animals. I did read all of Punisher Max and all of Garth Ennis's Punisher work. So that's like another easy 100 issues. And I had a great time. It's so good. Let's replay the crack house.
There's a crack house near my apartment. You could use some cleaning up.
There's a Discord that I like to like basically live tweet while I'm reading comics, and most of the panels that I would normally share, like I would normally share panels that I think are cool or funny.
Welcome to Rikers,
but
Mr. Castle.
99% of the things I would want to share, I can't.
I'm Detective Soap. This is Lieutenant Richthofen.
Because they either
Quite a time you've been
like
having
have
lately,
someone
eh,
like being
Castle?
disemboweled,
How
or
many
they have a
people
bunch
have
of
you killed in the
slurs.
last few weeks?
Not sure. There were a lot of explosions.
Like I was
What were you doing in the Takagi building
I
last
almost
night?
shared the scene where that I forget his name, but that
Let's
Irish
go back
boss
to
who
the
has his face
beginning
missing
and see where the
is in
trail
that
of mangled
bar full
bodies
of
leads us.
black gangsters
A lawyer's been
and
appointed
is
for you,
constantly
by the
yelling the N-word.
Let's chat while we wait for
But I thought better of it.
So take us back 3 weeks. You're in the neighborhood crack house doing what exactly?
And the guy with him is desperately trying to explain to him that he should stop.
Get the fuck out of the road, asshole!
New York City. Forget the things you've heard about the place. About the
And yeah, but I think there is a line at which I'm not allowed to share. Oh, that guy has blue hair. I can just tell he has pronouns. So.
But it's not real. The old New York is waiting just below the surface. There's nothing to help you when the darkness falls. You're laid open so the world can rummage in your guts. Just because the mayor chased away the monsters, chased them to Brooklyn and the Bronx, don't think this place has changed.
But again, I actually haven't seen any of the Punisher movies. Because I was...
New York City.
How old was I? When the 2004 one came out, I was 9 years old. So...
The scum in this city need a wake-up call.
Hey, babe, what you doing? Come on, give me your damn purse.
That'll teach him.
So, on the one hand, I kind of get...
Hey, you're the Punisher. Thanks, man.
I kind of get why this game is banned,
For saving my
but
life.
you can only do horrifically violent things to bad guys. Like, you are not allowed to... You will lose if any innocents get hurt, and you're actually rewarded for rescuing innocents.
Shit! You killed him! Yeah, and you're next. Now where's the money? I don't know. Only Bernie did. Oh.
Let me see here. Excuse you. Is there a...
No!
Actually, I think we'll just kill him quick.
Hey, what's happening out there?
Hey,
Oh,
Maurice!
shit, you're the
Where the
Punisher.
hell are you?
Please,
Oh,
don't
shit,
hurt me.
you ain't Maurice!
This game does have Black Widow and Nick Fury in it, which I was not expecting. Hello? Can I help you, ma'am?
Open the gate.
No way. I don't know you.
Suit yourself.
Keep it down back there, asshole! Ah! Everybody, over here!
You down! That's harsh.
So I think we're about to get to the... they had to censor this game heavily in a certain area in order to get the, Was that a bad guy? I assume so, but I'm not actually sure. I mean, probably.
Yes.
It'd be weird if they weren't watching Scarface.
I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all hearts. Is that good?
You ain't gonna kill me, are you?
We can take it, man.
I just hate people having all of their blood inside their body. It's really offensive to my sensibilities.
Reload it.
The small fish get fried.
But given that this is based kind of on the Ennis Punisher, him doing one-liners is kind of incongruous because that is really not how I understand the Ennis version of the character.
Where'd you hide them damn drugs? Huh?
You're safe. I won't hurt you.
Hey, it's that finisher dude.
Why should I let you live?
I don't do drugs, man. I just live here. Let me go.
Okay,
I can
so
talk to the guys in 2B for
they
you.
got around the ban by censoring it.
You got the end.
But that we very clearly just cut that man in half with a window, even with the censor on it. So I'm not sure what the censoring is doing. And there's one where you have a guy's...
Back off, or I kill him.
Psychos and guns are a bad combination.
There's a part where you curb stomp a man's head against the toilet, and which is still very clearly like. And there's one where you push a guy's head into a fan, and like. Like, there's no disguising the fact that that's what happened. Oh, I just realized that I forgot to talk about Bumblebee when I was talking about the Teen Titans. Give me a second. And I forgot to talk about that weird era in the Teen Titans, the original run, where they accidentally get like a Nobel Peace Prize winner killed, so they disavow their costumes and powers and join a weird cult. So I think Bumblebee is their first major black superheroine. and she's mainly known for she's mainly become prominent through adaptations, like the Teen Titans cartoon and the Young Justice cartoon. But the comics don't really know what to do with her. In the comics, she takes up the costume because her boyfriend is part of the Titans, but he doesn't really have a costume or a secret identity, so he feels underappreciated. So she takes on a costume to attack the Titans to make her boyfriend look good, and her costume includes a butt gun. So, you know, that happens. A lot of people, her boyfriend Mal Duncan is kind of defined by being black, and I understand why that's important in the context of the era that this was coming out in. But in terms of like making a story now involving him or adapting him, it kind of leaves me with not a lot to work with, because major black characters is just something that should be all over the place. He doesn't fully... He talks about being in the ghetto a lot. Like, a lot. He brings up his race a lot. Even when it's, like, no one was talking about it. And in a lot of ways, I think Cyborg does a lot of what they were trying to do with him better. And he's actually in the Young Justice cartoon, but he doesn't really do anything. That's kind of that cartoon's problem, is that it has a very large cast because it's trying to be a very broad overview of the DC universe. So there's lots of team members that get very little to do. I swear there was something else. Oh, that's right. This is the same issue. That's the same issue where Aqualad gets sick, so they have to leave him in a tank full of water. And when they get back from the mission, it turns out everybody forgot to refill his water. How come nobody refilled Aqualad's water tank? And a couple issues later, it's revealed that Aqualad has an inferiority complex, and I'm sure that that's why. Well, during this era, I think all of the Atlanteans have to drink or be submerged in water at least once an hour, or they'll die. So that's going on like the whole time with Aqualad.
You're screwed.
But that's just especially embarrassing.
Sucks to be them.
Sucks to be them. That's really good. It does in fact suck to be them. I can't argue that point.
Can't save them both. Kiss your ass goodbye.
Oh shit. That guy was dead before we got here. Now, usually almost always, if there's a guy that surrenders, that means there's a special place that we can interrogate him.
Hey, where the hell you going, damage?
What? Whoa, what? I've never seen that before. So I get why in 2004 they felt like this game needed censoring. I get that. I just don't think that any of the censorings that they did fix it. Did he shove another grenade in someone's mouth? I just don't think that they've really censored any of it.
Back off! I ain't afraid of you.
In any meaningful way.
I give up.
Hello, damage. Talk or die, damage.
Whoa! Go ahead and kill me.
Oh shit. Oh well.
Call it a night.
Man, thank God we didn't see that man's head explode on the sidewalk. That would have been horrifying to watch. Let's see. Oh. Sometimes they like zoom in really close so that you don't actually see it, but that's not consistent.
No one catches you when you fall.
And again, it's like I just realized that I forgot to share another great panel, I think from the same issue that has Bumblebee and the Aqualad being stuck in a, like, like they forgot to feed their goldfish. Let me see here. So Mal Duncan goes through, he gets a magic horn that does whatever the plot needs it to. So his girlfriend Bumblebee, that's the wrong picture. Give me a second. His girlfriend Bumblebee gives him a special costume and gives him the super cool code name of Hornblower. And they immediately get rid of this costume, like in the same issue. I cropped it out, but but there's a little text box that clarifies that this costume is designed by I think a fan, which makes sense. And he says that he gives a reason that, like, because people know that he's Hornblower, that it's causing problems. Like, he doesn't want the Teen Titans to be targeted, which doesn't make a lot of sense because the Teen Titans get targeted anyway. So they really just comes across as he doesn't want to wear that. And who can blame him? You know?
Chop shops are fronts for illegal activity of all kinds. I'm taking a particular interest in this one. The car that tried to run me.
The Teen Titans cartoon with Bumblebee, they gave her shrinking powers, which she didn't originally have. They really leaned into making her like the Wasp, which
lots of broken windows,
which really did a lot for the character, I feel. In fact, the Young Justice cartoon made her a student of Ray Palmer.
100 cars a day are stolen in New York. Most are brought to chop shops and taken apart in 30 minutes. Parts are untraceable, sold to repair shops everywhere. It's a dirty business run by scum. Carjackers are the worst. A woman was ripped out of her red convertible last night and shot dead.
So basically, my opinion on this game is that I get why this was upsetting to censors, because the censors don't know how to have fun. But it's really funny. It's so good. Like, how can you not watch that and not have a good time?
Carjackers and chop shops go together like cops and donuts.
Yes. I think the name Punisher being on it is like the main reason. Nice try. Gameplay-wise, this is very similar to Max Payne. Get the fuck out of here. Did you just throw a beer can at me? Come back here. He tried to throw a crowbar at me, but he missed. Alright. That usually means there's an... if this guy has a skull, that means that we can interrogate him somewhere, I think.
Hey, Joe, hand me that wrench.
That guy kept working for a little bit.
No.
Oh, that guy's an innocent somehow.
You're going down, man. Who the hell's there?
I'm back here. Thank you. Hello? Okay, there he is.
What are you shipping here?
No, you wouldn't. You can't. Car parts. I just chopped the cars. They do something to the parts and back. Please let me go.
Good worker. Kept his nose to the
There's no way to
grindstone.
know what happened to that guy. It's a complete mystery. It's very effective censorship if you lack object permanence. But otherwise...
Please don't kill me.
Why are you working in a chop shop?
Oh, you a
I don't know
ho-ho.
what they do here. It's just a...
He was desperately trying to leave.
Piece of shit. Give me my sub. That's him. Oh, man, this is gonna hurt. He's here. He's gonna kill us.
He was so desperate that he tried to throw a computer monitor at me. Which would have been which was a deadly weapon back in 2004, but
Big shop. Plenty of targets. Plenty of bullets.
You're screwed,
that guy was looking directly at me for several seconds and did nothing.
Somebody get my back. I'm shooting. Oh.
You can't look at Frank Castle and mistake him for somebody else. Like, that's very clearly the Punisher. Like, within 1 second of laying eyes on him.
Who's this asshole? We're gonna die! You fucking prick! Shit! Shit!
I actually always forget that there's a 80s Punisher movie.
Small time for Nucci's. Something else is going on here.
So, I should probably share this too, since we're on the Wolfman Titans and I just read this issue. So, there's a Russian superhero that they meet in the 60s called Starfire. And I think even in the Wolfman Titans, they still call him Starfire at first. But anyway, Wally West is whenever Starfire, the Russian, is around, Wally becomes a huge dickhead for no good reason. And then during the most recent one I read, he says, "Why attack me for being a Midwestern conservative? They're attacking you for being a fucking douchebag. Also, that's a very valid reason to attack you. I don't attack you for being liberals." Donna's face really says it all. She cannot believe that he would say something that stupid.
I hear you breathing.
I think he's talking to Raven. He's talking to all of them. Raven is like the... Well, I don't know. They're all saying that he shouldn't treat the Russian guy like shit because he's like trying to help. But Raven is like the only person that he has a reason to be mad at because she made him fall in love with her so that he would join the team. Which she now knows it was really shitty of her to do, but she can't really undo it.
Holy shit! Man down!
Excuse you.
Keep fighting! You're gonna die for that, Punisher!
Oh, is there a special place we can interrogate this man? Yeah. A dignified death, to be sure.
Nucci's are in this place deep.
Hey, nobody wants to hurt you.
I know you're there. I just wet myself.
It's the Punisher! Take this, chicken shit!
There's another... Oh.
You're going down! You okay, Bobby?
Frank Castle is like a kid in a candy store right now.
Who runs this place?
Get your hands off of me, shithead! I don't know! Stop! Carlo Duca, let me go and I'll take you to him.
I think it's still the chop shop. So some of these guys, you're kind of supposed to let them go, so that they can lead you to like ammo or help ambush another set of guys. But I prefer to just
Just don't...
Be smart and
you shouldn't have been taking a shit.
Oh man, I just crapped my pants. Oh, what do you want to know? I know lots of stuff. Bobby says we ship 500 G's of coke out of here every week.
Yeah, it kind of does enhance it, which is only a problem because that's the opposite of what they were trying to do. The Punisher also has a dive move like Max Payne does, but I don't ever use it. That's that way. I feel like I definitely got lost somewhere. I probably should have let that guy tell me where I was supposed to go. Ah, there we go.
Man down! Man down!
Think of something useful to tell me.
Come on, man. Let me go. I ain't done nothing to you. Wait. Armory upstairs, past the garage. Access code is 187.
My favorite one, I don't think it's in this level, but my favorite one is you're in like a kitchen where they have a hanging thing of like kitchen knives, and you just shake it over the guy menacingly, and then when you're done, you just all the knives just drop on his face. It's so good. My favorite part of the Punisher Matt's run, well, it's not my favorite, but one of my favorite parts is actually after Ennis leaves, and they do like the Kingpin arc, where Elektra plucks out a guy's eyeballs and feeds them to him. It's so awesome.
Come on, let's see what you got.
So, a thing that makes this game difficult is that there's no like health pickups like a normal game. You have to get health back by either saving civilians or interrogating people, which you can technically interrogate any enemy if you grab them, but if they don't have the skull icon, there's a limit to how much health you can get back from them.
Talk to me, punk.
Who the hell do you think you are? You know who I work for? Bobby Nucci's gonna rip you a new one for busting in here.
How is that missing? Fuck you. There's also like a super rage mode that I keep forgetting about. There we go. Come here.
Get over here, slut!
You better get out of here.
Here's you.
You're going down.
One thing I've noticed in this game is that they very easily lose track of you. Oh, that reminds me. That doesn't remind me, but I got reminded by something else.
But... Add a noun and a verb, and you've got a sentence.
And one of the episodes of Young Justice really sealed the deal for me that I don't go outside enough.
Why are they here? What's the connection?
Let me see here.
I just take orders from Bobby Nucci. Don't hurt me.
Let's talk outside. It's getting kind of close in here.
No, please.
Let's see what's good.
Tell me about you and the Nucci's, Duca.
I was just dropping Bobby's name. I don't know nothing about him. I just talk to Bobby every now and then, that's all. Bobby's my boss, all right? He collects the money and gives me my take.
In you go.
Huh?
They didn't even really censor that. That's crazy. Anyway. So, let me see. It was in, I think, Season 2 of Young Justice. Where is this? Where we're introduced to Despero. And when I realized that I really that my autism runs deep within me. They show his spaceship, and I was like, because they just traced a Jim Hadar ship from Deep Space Nine and colored it red and called it a day. And give me 1 second, because I mean, yeah, that's exactly what it is. I know that on site. So the other thing that I learned from the Young Justice Wiki is the funniest article that I've seen on a wiki in a while. Let me see here. We might want to zoom in. Just zoom in a little. So they have fucking Danny Chase in here, who was like an annoying kid in the original Teen Titans run, but that's not important. What is important is this thing at the top that says pre-surgery, post-surgery. Hormone replacement therapy is amazing. I know that that's not what that means, but like, that's a crazy way to say that. He got like tortured on Apocalypse and put into a fucking cube. He got cubed. But defining that as pre and post surgery is really, really funny. It makes it sound like he just got trans affirming surgery, not that he got turned into a box. So I don't think that that's supposed to be funny, but it is. And the third, and I lucked out because the third season of Young Justice, which was on HBO Max, adapted a lot of the original Mike Barr Outsiders run with like Geoforce and a bunch of other shit. And the standout is that they took this character Halo, who in the comics is like a blonde white girl, but they made her Muslim here, and it actually does feel like really genuine. The problem is that her power set involves being able to heal, and since this season is on a streaming platform, they're basically allowed to show as much graphic violence as they feel like. So whenever she uses that healing power, it's because she's been graphically murdered. And the main problem with the graphic violence is that between her and Cyborg, the graphic violence exclusively happens to people of color in that season. And I know that they didn't mean to do that, but there it is.
You prick!
know that they didn't mean I know that they meant well. I know that that's just a blind spot. I'm not like trying to, because they got enough shit at the time, but it is something that you notice. It's also just jarring because it goes from being on Cartoon Network, and the writing is a little heavier because it deals with like human trafficking to a small extent, and like there's a girl with like an abusive dad, and they have to get her out of there, but it's otherwise not really written that differently than the seasons that were on Cartoon Network. So the sudden graphic violence is jarring because tonally it doesn't feel that different, and then suddenly Halo gets burned alive.
He's here. The Punisher's here. You're going down.
I also will say, let me see here. While we're here, actually, we can take a look, because one thing that Twitter got really mad at the Young Justice show. This is just show and tell right now. I'm just talking about whatever I want to talk about. But Twitter got mad because they show Aqualad, the black Aqualad that was created for the show. They show him kissing another boy to reveal that he's bisexual, and they have Halo kiss a girl. And I know that they're probably like exploring it to the extent that they're allowed to, but I'm trying to find the picture that I'm looking for. But a lot of because a major problem throughout the show is that it's very unfriendly to people who don't already know a lot about the comics. It just introduces people like in the background without telling you who they are. And so most of the time when they have when they like reveal that a character is like LGBT or whatever, that was more disrespectful than I meant, but it's by having them just kiss somebody that you've never seen before. Let me see here. Why is he here? I looked up an article for, sorry, we're just doing show and tell right now, but I looked up an article for like gay characters in Young Justice, and there's a couple ones that I did. Like Beast Boy's mom is on here for some reason. There is a Young Justice game that I want. What? Kind of. She is, in a way. Because Beast Boy is connected to Miss Martian. So what happened? Let me pull this out here. I can't actually. I looked at the article for Beast Boy's mom, and I can't actually see why it's. I can't actually see any. She got like enthralled, mind controlled into kissing somebody, but I don't think that counts. But what I was about to show is that so Miss Martian's thing at first is that she doesn't like is that she really revels in her human form where she goes by Megan, and it turns out that her human form of Megan is inspired by an old sitcom starring this girl, and it turns out that that girl is Beast Boy's mom. So she is important for the brief amount of time that she's alive in the show. Because she dies in the time skip between season 1 and 2. But we can at least finish murdering everyone in here.
Could come in handy.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hey, Johnny, go see if the Punisher is hiding in that train car.
Like hell, you go look.
Man, some...
Coward.
I will say that I really, this is unrelated to Young Justice, but I really, for the most part, enjoyed Judd Winnick's Outsider run. I definitely enjoyed it better than the writers who came on after him. One of which was Chuck Dixon, who can suck my nuts.
Hold still, damn it! It's the Punisher! You ain't so tough, Punisher! It's the Punisher! I'll throw with the no-cheese!
It's, but I hear you. I do. It doesn't bother me that much. It bothers me less because Grace Choi, who is like a half Amazon bisexual queen, she suddenly gets written a lot worse when Chuck Dixon takes over, because Chuck Dixon did not seem to actually read the run that he's did not actually seem to read the book that he's taking over, because she like has sex with several dudes, but he's under the impression that she only has sex with girls, because Green Arrow shows up and makes fun of her for being a lesbian, which is like, I know that Green Arrow is frequently written as being a dickhead, but not that much of a dickhead. And I also know that he didn't read the book because they act like Green Arrow and Grace have never met before when they have been on missions before and have had sex before. Are we gonna kill somebody with this car?
Duca was just a little floater in the Nucci bowl. Killing
Yeah.
this operation will put a dent in the Nucci's finances. Piss Ma off to no end.
I'm gonna be super real with you.
A good night.
So, I think that the way they handled it was, so I was really high at one point when I was reading it. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. But so when they did that issue where they did a crossover with the FBI's Most Wanted show, I had to I was so high that I had to ask someone if that's really because they just put the guy from that show on the cover of the issue, and I had to ask someone if that's really what that said. It was like, that I must be hallucinating. That can't be what that says, but it is. It's I get because I know because that's what the show is about, and like the show saw itself as addressing a real problem. I get that. It's just when I'm zooted out of my mind, it's like it's very disarming. So I think this level is really short, so we'll do that and then move on to something else.
The Nucci family's on my list now. Ma's son Bob.
So Judd Winnick kind of gets a boost because his run was followed up by Chuck Dixon. And his run on Exiles was followed up by Chuck Austin. They got both of the Chucks back in action. Both of the sucky Chuckies.
If only you'd come to me earlier, Tony, maybe I could have helped you. But as it is, Mr. Nucci, please,
when I was rereading Exiles recently, I actually completely, I guess, forgot that Chuck Austin was involved at some point. So I saw his name and I got jump scared. I was like, oh man, I was having a good time.
Bobby's wearing Kevlar under his suit. So it's gotta be a headshot.
Hey, do you think Daredevil...
Looking for trouble?
Who's this asshole? You're all dead. Oh no.
Over dual wielding shotguns? Sorry.
Don't shoot me in the face.
Damn it, we need help here!
I didn't even know you could dual wield shotguns. That's awesome. So, like, most of the boss fights in this game suck. I don't feel bad saying that.
So much for Bobby. Now for Ma.
One of the main problems, although I got over it after season 2, is that in every season of Young Justice there is a time skip. And there is a time skip of 5 years in between season 1 and 2, which both aired continuously on Cartoon Network, so that's very jarring if you're not expecting it. And season 2 especially, unless it's directly related to what's going on in the plot, they will not explain anything to you.
Damn it, Castle.
Because
This was my favorite part.
they prefer to just explain stuff in spin-off materials. And that's kind of a problem. That is because like major characters die off screen, and in between season 1 and 2, Aqualad turns evil and finds out that Black Manta is his dad. So it's a lot. But it's once you but when you start to think of it more as each season just telling its own story, it's and get less concerned about the larger picture, then it's a little bit better. Hang on. I still have the Danny Chase pre and post surgery thing on my screen. I need to get rid of that. Fucking. And Young Justice is notable because it has several milestone characters in it. Rocket is actually of Icon, and Rocket is actually makes it into the team in the first season, although she doesn't do much until the 4th season. I think we'll. Let me see. Oh, Tony Todd. Rest in peace. The fan casting for Icon that I'm just looking for something else for us to play. But the fan casting that I latched onto the most for Icon was I had his name. Dennis Haysbert. That's the one that seemed the most that seemed the most correct to me. Now, a problem with the seasons that were direct to streaming is that you can feel the budget constraints a lot more because a lot they do scenes that are more like motion comic animated than actually fluidly animated, and they also save money by just having people not be voiced. And this is very prevalent because Hardware is in season 3 of Young Justice on the Justice League, which does not feel right. But he doesn't say or do anything. Static is a prominent character in seasons 2 and 3, and Icon does a couple things, but it doesn't feel very. And I was in kind of a bad mood when I was because there was personal stuff going on. So when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, Hardware! I bet they aren't going to use you for shit." And I was right. That was absolutely correct. He doesn't do a damn thing. Oh, I forgot about evil Mary Marvel. I try not to think about that, but they adapted Mary Marvel turning evil for this show. While we're here, I think for now we're just gonna continue story time with Person Mans. But while we're here, they do actually do a couple episodes focusing. Well, they do a like a multi-episode arc focusing on Rocket, but equally they focus. Well, not equally, but they put a lot of focus on her son Amistad, who was born off screen, and who we've never really seen before. And I am of mixed feelings about this arc because what they do is that they as you might be able to tell by this picture, they make him very autistic. And again, I know that they mean well, but it feels very special episode-y when we've never seen this kid before. And he's immediately like yelling because his mom is trying to take him outside without his hat. And like he eats cookies in a very specific way. It's better than I'm describing it, but like when like like it's like immediate because they don't have a lot of time. And it's mainly because you don't have any. I think you saw him once as a baby. I watched this entire show in the past 3 weeks, so it's all in my head. So I think I still am planning on. We're just shooting the shit right now. But I think I'm still planning on making a video doing a deep dive on Milestone Comics because I've not really found a lot of videos that go into that much detail on them. And that's mainly what I'm concerned about. Is it like if other people have covered it like extensively, then I don't feel like doing it. But not a lot of people are on YouTube have talked about Milestone in the issue to issue details. I looked up. I was looking at this category of LGBTQ characters on Young Justice, and I forgot that they made fucking Lagoon Boy bisexual. Why is Bart Allen on this list? What? Okay. I did not catch that. Apparently, he was being teased in a romance with El Dorado from the Super Friends, who is also in this show. Reimagined as an edgy teen. But what's funnier is that Greg Weisman, who was the showrunner and also did Gargoyles, my beloved. And remind me about Gargoyles in a second. But Greg Weisman tweeted that among Dick, Wally, Jaime Reyes, and Bart Allen, one of those people is gay. Which is like a crazy thing to say. I don't know if you should be teasing like that. Now let me see if I can find this picture without looking for it. I can bring up Gargoyles right now. I'm thinking about rewatching Gargoyles because I haven't really rewatched it since I was like 10 or 11. I used to stay up till 4 a.m. because that was the only time it was on. Oh, it's got to be in here somewhere. When I get bored of Teen Titans, I'm planning on rereading the Hitman books because I actually read all of the because Hitman was part of an event where they introduced a bunch of heroes, and I actually read all of those issues where they introduced new characters. Even though Hitman is the only one really of much note. Yeah, Bloodlines. I might do a video on that, examining them and their various solo titles and their impact on the DC universe, which is very minimal, so that should be an easy video to do. I know this picture is on this PC somewhere. I know they're in here. I've read the Gunfire comic. I read all of the solo ones that were coming out of it, and I actually kind of like Gunfire. I might have more of a 90s kid in me than I thought. Oh, this is actually on the Gargoyles wiki. That's how notable it is. Okay. So someone brought my attention to I think it was an anthology, like special issue, that has a Captain Atom story where Captain Atom, meets these original characters. Do Not Steal. It's like, you're telling me that. Now, to be clear, Greg Weisman wrote this, so it's fine. But I was like, man, they really haven't used those for shit, huh? No, it's self-referential. So, Behemoth is the name of the Goliath one. Was he in Young Justice? Hang on. Oh, it says he was in one of the Young Justice comics because Greg Wiseman can't stop jerking off. That's mean. It's like the things that you learn. I feel like there was a Bloodlines character that I did want to talk about, but I can't remember where it is. I remember there's one called Sparks who basically looks like Livewire from Superman, but she predates her by a little bit, and she is notable because she actually has kind of a fun backstory. She is from a large extended family where everyone has superpowers, but none of them but they all kind of frown on being superheroes. They all have superpowers except her. So she hears that there's these aliens attacking people and giving some of them superpowers, and she convinces her werewolf uncle to go take her to where they're attacking people so that she can get attacked and get superpowers. A foolproof plan, to be sure. But she is actually, let me pull up a picture. And what's wild to me about the Bloodlines characters is that they were actually, I think DC considered a lot of them to be they tried to push them as staples of the line, but they didn't really work out that way. But Sparks here is actually the second most prolific New Blood behind Hitman, because she was recurred in a lot of Superman books. Or Superboy books, I should say. That is not a joke that they would be able to do anymore, is it? The other interesting thing about the Bloodlines characters, the New Bloods, is that when I was doing my research on them, a third of them were killed off by Superboy Prime in Infinite Crisis. The disrespect. I mean, nobody cared about them, but nobody deserves to be killed by Superboy Prime. No, he vaporized them with his heat vision. He killed a lot of people. I still feel like we deserve an apology for Superboy Prime, because it was a very mean-spirited straw man. He's popped up a couple times recently. When they should know better. I swear there were a couple other things going on here. There's a picture of Donna Troy's husband that we were talking about. I'm looking through my my live tweets. There's the Joker's daughter, who just disappeared without a trace. I swear that there was a comic I wanted to talk about. Oh, I also read The Power Company, which is by Kurt Busiek, which is kind of a short-lived comic featuring mostly new characters, but it was fun. You see here. What was also weird about Young Justice, well, it wasn't weird, it was actually kind of neat, but in season 4 of Young Justice, which was 2021, I think, they did an episode that was kind of a send-off to the Green Lantern animated series from like 10 years ago, which aired alongside Young Justice. But like it had never been mentioned that it's not in the same continuity, but like apparently like it's close enough. Like most of the events in that show happened in Young Justice, but that has never been mentioned before. Oh, that's right. Lagoon Boy has a was in a polygamous relationship. I forgot about that. In the Young Justice cartoon, he had a boy wife and a girl husband. Let me see if I can pull up that picture. He was only that he was kind of important in season 2 because he was dating Miss Martian after she broke up with Superboy. But then I honestly thought that he was killed off in a time skip because I didn't see him again for like 2 seasons. I I was worried that the show was going to lose me because they kill off Wally West at the end of season 2. And I'm pretty sure that they were probably going to bring him back if they hadn't gotten canceled in season 2. But then they did, and then when they got revived, plans changed. But like that seemed like something that they were gonna fix. Let me see. A major difference in the Young Justice continuity is that Mars is not extinct. There's like Mars is just fine, sort of. There's like problems, but all of them are alive. which is like I think the only piece of media I've seen do that ever. Not, and honestly, like if I had not known, because both John and Megan talk about going back to Mars to visit, and like at the time, if I had been watching that and not known that Mars was actually alive, I would have assumed that they were lying. I think we're close to wrapping up. I just felt like, because I haven't streamed in like 4 days. I think we're in like the last 20 minutes before my energy dies, but oh, this is a pretty good panel of Grace Choi, actually. Let me see here. So in Judd Winnick's Outsiders, the longer the book goes on, the gayer Grace's haircut gets. She's so powerful. You can't stop her. Where is... I also want to talk about Gerard Way's Doom Patrol, because that actually comes up in Young Justice, believe it or not. Where is it? Well, we are going to have to agree to disagree on that. So Gerard Way's Doom Patrol run revolves around Casey Brink, an ambulance driver whose cat gets turned into a humanoid man cat, and they start dating. So, and then, didn't you have sex with your cat? Yeah, I don't think we need to hear any more out of you. Which is normally a sentiment that I agree with. You know? Yes, this is Gerard Way. And this is more important because, let me take a picture here, because this cat is, this man cat is named Lotion. And he is a self-insert for Gerard Way's actual cat, Lotion. And that just makes me like him more. He's being a wingman for his little buddy. And I think we've actually talked about this before. But I am very, very musically ignorant. So, like, I had heard the name Gerard Way in relation to comics before, but I did not. But I haven't heard a shit about MCR, so I didn't. I didn't know that he was a musician. Yeah, Lotion the cat. Let me pull up a picture here. I was trying to find this. I kind of ignored modern music. I only heard what my sister listened to. I kind of just didn't really engage with it. I'm only discovering it. I'm like 90. I was 95. It was when I was born, so I was. Sorry. So, like, I'm like technically I'm technically both Gen Z and millennial. I could qualify as both, but I identify more as a millennial. So I kind of missed the boat on that. Like I got made fun of for not knowing what Imagine Dragons was until 2021. I'm pretty sure, now that I just realized, I'm pretty sure this is the same issue where Casey makes out with her girlfriend and gets her pregnant by making out with her. Because they were high on intergalactic crack. It was like some shit that Mr. Nobody was doing. Why is this picture of like weirdest members of this article for weirdest members of the Doom Patrol have a picture of Green Arrow? Why did they include Metamorpho, who was not in the who was never really in the Doom Patrol? How was Flex Mentallo only number 5? When I get to the Grant Morrison Doom Patrol in my Doom Patrol videos, I don't fully know how I'm gonna cover it because some of what happens in that run I don't actually understand what happened. But anyway, Casey Brink is relevant because she actually makes a cameo in Young Justice just as a regular paramedic. But it's very alarming to just see her name in the credits. Oh, we can actually close out by talking about that episode where the Doom Patrol actually show up. sort of. Let's see. So Garfield, or Beast Boy, sorry. So Beast Boy gets like zapped with some, like, I don't remember, but he starts hallucinating that he's in like a cartoon in the style of Teen Titans Go, but it's the Doom Patrol, and all the Doom Patrol have the voice cast of the Teen Titans, and it's and it's very weird because they're doing this, but he's like legitimately having a mental breakdown while this silly shit is going on. So apparently, the lead character designer for that Teen Titans Go cartoon was instructed to design the Doom Patrol, but he had no idea what it was for until he saw the episode. It was like, oh. I'm just glad that negative woman has that negative man has delicious thighs. And I'm not sorry. Let me see. The main notable thing that the Young Justice cartoon added to the table was Artemis Croc, who was turned into a major character. But where her dad is Sportsmaster, who we're supposed to take seriously, even though he's called Sportsmaster. Let me. He's I think he actually originates in the Golden Age, but he was a gimmicky sports-based villain. And let me see here. Where's this picture? So, the Young Justice, which has a much more grounded art style, really had to go through a lot to fix that. Like they basically just made him fucking paramilitary Casey Jones. Basically, he feels like they wanted to use Deathstroke and they were told that they couldn't for whatever reason. I think so. Young Justice has like a video game that's set in between seasons 1 and 2, and I actually installed it the other day, and the 10 minutes I've played of it is absolutely awful. So I've been curious about it. He is badass. They also in the show they make Cheshire, who is the assassin that has Roy Harper's kid. They make her like Artemis's sister. And that gets a little. Hang on. So I don't think anyone I know is streaming, but let me see what's going on here. If they're not, then we'll just all go to bed. But it's been good talking to you, Blackstone, and everybody. I hope everybody has been coping well with the news. I kind of haven't been, but we just have to power through it. Everybody, take easy and stay safe.